Well, good evening, folks, or good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Quincy Kane here, and this is live stream number 69. And for this stream, I thought it would be fun to check out some of our favorite guitar solos. I was going to share with you guys some songs that feature my favorite guitar solos, and I'd love to hear some suggestions from you guys, and we'll just have some fun appreciating some great guitarists and some well-written solos. But while we're waiting for more people to show up, don't be shy, say hello. Michael, good having you in the chat. Let's see. Yep, Michael had the suggestion of Gary Moore, and I think the song was called "Still Got the Blues," so we'll be sure to check that one out in a little bit. But yeah, if you're just joining us, say hello and let me know what are some songs that feature your favorite guitar solos. While we're waiting for more people to show up, I'm going to go ahead and play a song, and I might ask you, what do you think makes a good solo? What goes into a solo that makes it stand out, We might talk about that a little deeper as we get into the stream. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and play a song. Let's see, is that Stanley joining us? Let's see. Hey, Stanley, good to have you. We're just getting started here. I'm going to open up with a song, but I'm asking everyone, what are some of your favorite guitar solos? Share a song that has one of your favorite solos, and we'll check those out in a little bit. But in the meantime, here's an instrumental. Hope you like it. Thank you. I am planning to play some solos for this evening's stream, but I kind of bombed that first one, which usually that's not a very tricky solo, but something about it must have just caught me off guard. Well, let's see here. November Rain by Guns N' Roses. I do believe that is a classic. Hopefully that's not too long, though. I don't know if I'm remembering correctly. That might be a pretty long solo, but we'll be sure to check that one out. Stan saying hello, and thank you. Glad it's sounding good out there. Cool. Let me ask you guys this. What do you think goes into a good guitar solo? Yeah, Stan's counting on it, so well, don't worry. Yep, we'll be checking those out in a bit here. But I think solos are kind of an interesting thing, and I'm sure just like any song or like taste in music, there's probably a lot of different things that can go into like why somebody likes a solo or something. So it's two solos in there, and that can be the case. Actually, I've got a song that I plan to share, and I'm pretty sure there are two solos in that as well. Yes, and so it's kind of like a little teaser, sort of sampler solo, and then it kicks in after a little vocal break. But yeah, solos are kind of an interesting thing. For me, I tend to I almost look at solos in the big picture, like more in the context of the whole song. Kind of like I see solos as just another musical tool to tell your story with the song, or to help the dynamic of the song. So I'm not someone, I don't force a solo into a song. I don't think every song needs a solo. But sometimes it is a really nice tool. And pretty much most of the time when I write a song, I will, I'll kind of assess as I'm writing it. I'll just say, it feels like it needs a solo here. It feels like that's what it's building up to or leading into. But I don't, I don't say, oh, I haven't written a solo. I need to find a place to fit that in. Like, I don't think that's the right mindset when writing a song. But even still, it's almost like just the idea of, oh, the song needs a solo. Now, yes, you still want the solo to be good, but I almost think it kind of works. It's more that concept, just having that melodic break from the vocals and everything else going on, and just having like a nice guitar solo that has some energy to it, to again kind of elevate the whole song. But it's not necessarily like the solo itself. However, when you start digging into so that's kind of the thing. So there's like a lot of songs, I listen to a lot of music with solos in it, but I almost appreciate the solo just for being there, not like, man, that was a sweet solo. It's not like something really stuck out. It's just the solo being in the song. That's kind of what I appreciated. But there have been a few songs where, a solo just sticks out to me, and it's like, man, that is a great solo, again, I love, I like variety in a solo. And so a strong melody, I think, is really important. Like, I almost want to be able to sing along with the solo. If I can hear it, like, I almost want to be able to sing along. If it's just a bunch of random notes, that doesn't really do it for me. But you do need a little bit of shredding in there. You do need, it is nice to have like some high technical stuff in there, but still with the intent of having a melody a part of that. So. Stan says, I think heart in a solo at the perfect time. And yeah, I could agree with that. It's kind of like, a solo needs some soul, Solo, it's got to happen, kind of, you got to feel it, it's something building up. So anyway, still waiting for a few more people to get here, but we'll check out some solos in a moment. Let me play one more song for you guys, and then, yeah, we'll dive into some solos. If you have any other suggestions, feel free to drop them. But, yeah, let me go ahead and play one more song for you. Sorry, a little out of rhythm with my setup here, getting all tangled up in my chords and stuff. Actually, I'm at the church right now, and our church just got some new chairs that are going to be taking the place of the pews, so I was kind of here helping them unload that, and then I was having to hurry up to set up for my stream. So, okay, let's try that again. Hope you like this one. This one's called Move On. Your progress. Ooh. See how far you've come. Stay strong. You can move on. So move on. See how far you've come. Stay strong. You can move on, so move on. Taste and see this bitter set free. Yeah! See how far you've come. Stay strong. You can move on. So move on. See how far you've come. Stay strong. You can move on. So move on. So move on. When you find yourself at the end of your road, you know it's not over. When you find yourself at the end of your road, you know it's not over. You've been down this road more than once before, and it won't stop you this time. No! See how far you've come. Stay strong. You can move on. So move on. See how far you've come. Stay strong. You can move on. Thank you. If you're just joining us, don't be shy, say hello, and we're going to be checking out some guitar solos in just a moment here. So if you have a favorite guitar solo, please share it and we will check it out. Let's see here. I agree with the needing the solo or not. Sometimes the melody and riffs are just fine. Yep. Yeah, definitely. It's kind of, just got to feel it, so. Thanks, Stan. Glad you liked that one, and no worries. We had plenty of help with the chairs and stuff. And again, I was going to be down here anyway for the stream, and so I just figured I'd come down a little early, and when they were unloading, I'd be here to help. So it went pretty smooth. So definitely nothing to stress about. All right. Well, I think we're going to dive into checking out some solos now. So here we go. Let's see. I guess we'll check out some of the recommended ones. Michael, I don't know if you're still out there, but Michael had a suggestion, so we'll be sure to check that one out in a bit. We'll go ahead and start with Stan's suggestion. So let me look it up real quick. Man, I think this mic. Man, might have to invest in a new preamp soon. I feel like this is starting to get worse, starting to die out more. Let's see here. So we're looking up November Rain. And I wasn't planning to listen to the whole song for any suggestions. We were just going to check out the solo. So I know I've heard the song before, but I might have to go fishing for the solo a little bit. I don't know exactly where it happens at. But as we play this, Stan, if you could let me know, one, give me a thumbs up if you can see it, and then let me know if the volume is okay or if it needs to be louder or quieter. Let's see here. All right, here we go. So I'll see if I can find the solo, and maybe you can help me. I don't know. I'm guessing it happens sort of midway to the end of the song. Also, I got to be careful with some of these songs because I might get a copyright strike or whatever. But all right, here we go. So here's one solo. Hopefully this is the first one. All right, let's have a listen. Hey, Pablo, thanks for joining us. Oh, no sound. I know why. I always forget to do this. Pablo, thanks for joining us. Speaking of sweet solos, Pablo did a shredding solo over the song I just played. I just played "Move On," and during the breakdown of that song, Pablo did a solo, and it was awesome. You know, Pablo shreds. So if you haven't checked out any of his, I know he's posted a few clips of him playing guitar on like Instagram and stuff like that. But I think it's still on YouTube. I think Pablo uploaded it, so you'll have to check that out. He did a solo over my song. All right, here we go. All right, now you guys should be able to hear it. So, Pablo, we are reacting to solos. We're checking out some solos. And so, yeah, let me know. Right now, this was Stan's suggestion. He suggested November Rain by Guns N' Roses, so we're about to check out. And I think there's 2 solos in here, so I'm trying to go fishing for them. But if you have any... well, you know, we might have to watch it in a moment. Pablo, Stan says he didn't see Pablo's solo, so if I can find it, we'll try to watch that too. But yeah, this was Stan's suggestion. Pablo, if you have any suggestions, what are some of your favorite guitar solos? Let me know, and we'll check them out. I'm going to share some of my favorites too. All right, here we go. All right. Here it comes. So definitely starting off with a strong melody. And let me know how the volume is out there for the video. Just want to make sure it's not too loud, not too quiet. Definitely a very melodic-driven solo. Got some little licks in there. All right, Stanley says it's good. All right, so I'm guessing that was the first one, and there's a little bump here. I'm guessing this might be the second one. And there's Slash standing on the piano, so I'm guessing there is a solo coming here. Building up. Yep, so they definitely want to hit hard with something. Here it comes. It is funny. I feel like every solo I write, I always want to start with like a high note like that, you know? And sometimes I'm like, man, I gotta be more creative, you know? Like, try to come up with a different method. All right, this one's got a little more picking in there. Technically, he might just be playing like a lick here. I don't know if he's still soloing because the vocals have come in. Yeah, but he had... Sorry if I was talking over some of the picking parts. Some nice noodling there. So definitely very theatrical, definitely going for shooting for big and epic and that kind of thing. So, all right, so that was Stan's suggestion of Guns N' Roses, November Rain. Pablo just made a suggestion here, some George Lynch solos from, I don't know if that's Dokken, and I guess Dream Warriors is the song, so we might check that one out in just a moment here. Let's look up Dokken. Now, should I look up the, I don't know if you have a preference. I'll just check out the music video, but on some of these, I know sometimes they'll do like a live playthrough. So if any of you want me to look up the live version, you know, let me know, and I'll be sure to do that. Also, Reb Beach solo from the Sun Erase the Slate. Okay, yeah, we'll check that one out as well. All right, here we go. This is Dream Warriors.
Switch from TurboTax to H&R
And
Block
again,
online.
we're not planning to listen to the whole song. We're just kind of looking for the solo and just kind of checking out these solos. So, waiting for this ad to end. All right, here we go. Let's see here. The nice thing, so I don't know if y'all know this, but in the YouTube timeline, there's this like little wave of like where people watch the most. So you can see this little bump here. I don't know if you'll see that. So yeah, this is the most replayed part. So I'm guessing this is the solo, you know. Come busting through the wall. That's how a proper solo is done. You got to break through someone's wall. Yeah, that's a solid solo right there. Some good melody, but some nice shredding too. You know, it wasn't just all melody and it wasn't just all shred. It was kind of a good balance of both. Yep, pretty solid solo right there. So up 250, yeah, which I think that's about where I was at, you know. Which in the music video might be a little further back. Yep, got to do what you got to do. Let's see. For the Erase the Slate. Let me look that one up. Erase the Slate. Where is that? All right, here we go. Let's yeah, we'll just check it out. All right, here we go. All right, so skip it ahead. All right, picking it up. Here we go. Oh, wait. All right, let's check out the live version. Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering. I was like, there's a live version. I wonder if we should do that. Let's check that out, because it's fun to, you know, it's fun to see them playing it. That's for sure. All right. Here it comes. That's some nice noodling right there. Some cool whammy bar stuff. That's cool. Nice, yeah. Yeah, that was a good solo. Matches the intensity of the music, you know, and just like, that'll get your heart pumping and stuff, so that was a good one right there. And Pablo, I don't know if you would say this or not, but I definitely feel like some, you know, these solos might have been pretty influential to you in your playing style, because I feel like you kind of have a similar vibe with the way you play your solos. I'm trying to see if I can find, like, I feel like it wasn't that long ago, but I might just have to try searching for it. I'm actually going to see if I can find Pablo's solo. Okay, yeah, I might. Let's see. Did I share it? I might have shared it on my community page. Yeah, Stanley says, "Wow." It's like, yeah, that's some really good guitar playing right there. Let's see here. Here we go. So, yeah, this is Pablo playing, and I sent Pablo some guitar picks, and so this is him giving them a little test drive, and I think they did pretty good. So here's Pablo shredding over my song, Move On. I love that climax at the end that you do with the tapping there. Like, that was really cool, man. And, oh, it's skipping to the next video. Nice, some X-Toll. But yeah, that was a sweet solo. And I kind of like how you got creative with it, with sort of like the little octaves in there. So that was kind of cool. I don't know how long it took you to write that, but, you know, because I feel like you did it really quick. But that was a pretty solid solo, you know, considering it was just something you just kind of, you know, wrote on a whim. So awesome job. I'm going to share a couple of my favorite solos with you guys. If y'all have any other suggestions, feel free to share them. Here are some of mine. So again, Pablo, I was sort of saying earlier how I almost like solos more as a composition tool rather than the solo itself. It's almost like, you know, not every song needs a solo, but sometimes when I'm writing a song, I can tell, like, this song needs a solo right here, or it sounds like we're building up to a guitar solo or something like that. And so it's almost more like the idea of there being a solo in the song rather than just, you know, forcing a solo. It's like, you know, so I like it more as a compositional tool. Now, obviously, the solo still has to be good, but you know, most of the time when I hear a solo, it's more like, oh yeah, the song has a guitar solo and it sounds good. You know, it's not very often that a guitar solo like really stands out to me, and I'm like, wow, that is a great solo. You know, but here are a few solos that have stuck out to me. There's probably like two that like really stick out to me. So if I had to pick like a favorite solo, it would probably be this one from the band All That Remains. This was from their 2006 album, and this is the song We Stand. This is like my all-time favorite guitar solo, and I'll break down in a moment like what it is about it that sticks out to me, like what I really like about it. This is from the Fall of Ideals album, which is a classic metalcore album. This is such a good album. Let's see here. All right, here we go. Yeah, so this is my favorite guitar solo. It's building up to it. All right, here it comes. Like, man, I don't know about you guys, but that is a beautiful solo right there. I'm going to tell you what I like about that solo. And first off, I got to say RIP to the guitarist here. This was Ollie Herbert, an amazing guitarist, and he died like just a few years ago. I'm not sure how he died. I think he was just found dead in his home. I don't think it wasn't like, I don't know, it was some kind of health condition thing or something, but just super tragic. But definitely one of my favorite, guitarists. And yeah, here's what I like about it. So there's a few. It's got a really strong melody, but it's not like a boring melody. It's a very pretty melody. Like, I can sing this solo. Even the fast bits. And that's the other thing I like, is when he gets to that shreddy section, he's still picking notes that just sounds so good with the background music, It's not just random notes that are in key. It's like a really pretty melody, even though it's played really fast. Plus, they've got some guitar harmonies in there, and you can't go wrong with guitar harmonies. They always sound epic, but... So it opens with these harmonies that sound great. And then you got a little shredding here. But again, I feel like those are just like really nice notes. Like, it's a very tasteful solo. All right, then we got some tremolo picking. Some string bends, squealy. Yep, good squealy in there. So it's like, it's got some variety to it, like it never gets stale because it's not doing like the same thing for the whole solo. It's kind of moving around nicely. Harmonies, and then this part right here, this. And you hear how that like builds up, like the intensity, like the notes are going somewhere. They're not just random. They're progressively getting higher and sort of, building up to something. Right here, like. So that's definitely hugely influential to me, and like, and yes, Stan, you're right. Like, it's got heart, like it's just, like, that's a solo that just makes me feel something. And, I try my best, like, whenever I write a solo, to kind of do that same thing, to make sure that I'm choosing notes that I feel like are just evoking something, And yes, squealies, like, I love a good squealy. They're very satisfying. I'm kind of curious, like, who the first person to do them. I'm pretty sure they were done before, like, even metal, maybe like really old heavy metal, but pretty sure they were done just in like the good old rock days. Like, I think even Jimi Hendrix probably did like some squealies and stuff like that. Let's see, I'm going to share one more with you guys, and then I might play a song. That's right, they ascend. Those notes ascend. Yeah, let me show you guys one more solo that I like, and then I'll play a song or two for you. And then if y'all have any more suggestions, any you'd like me to check out, we will. So here's another one of my favorite solos, and I chose the live version, so keep in mind, I will say the lead guitar, because this is a live performance, it's a little quiet at some parts, because again, it's not a recording where the audio has been processed and compressed. Like, this is a live performance. But I wanted to showcase this because this is probably my favorite guitarist. This is Josh Middleton from the band Sylosis. He also plays for Architects.
Booking.com.
But this dude shreds. Like, this guy is such a monster on guitar. And I mean mainly like a machine. like there's probably other lead guitarists out there who could out shred him. But, when you he's just so consistent with his playing. Like, the dude is just really locked in everything he does. And what I like about this solo is it feels like it's just cranked up to 11. Like, you'll hear the song picks up, and it's like super intense. I don't know. It's like Dragon Ball Z going Saiyan mode or something like that, and this is a solo that'll like get my adrenaline rushing and like pump me up. So I want to start a little early because, and there's actually 2 solos here. Now they're back to back. It's a solo, a little vocal break, and then the next solo, which is like super intense. But I want to start a little early so you guys can kind of hear the overall rhythm of the song, and then it gets to the section where it like picks up, and that's where the solo kicks in. So a little breakdown here. So this song's kind of, it's got that kind of groove riff a little bit, like just really heavy, like 1, 2, 3. Most of the song has had this type of rhythm. All right, so then they're gonna kind of, you'll feel it. So now you can tell they're getting ready for something. Here we go. All right, here comes the sampler. All right, part 2's coming up. And I mean, I don't know, this just like, if you listen to this while working out, you'll get like all the reps in. All right, here it comes. Gosh, man, it's so good, dude. And again, that's live. You know, like, he just played like that. Like, yeah, very powerful. Exactly. Like, I love it, man. It's just so intense. And again, like, if you're listening to that while you're, like, working out, like, that just so pumps you up. So I love that, you know. And again, he's doing that alt picking. And alternate picking is just so aggressive, you know, when you can do it, you know. And I can't alt pick as fast as he can. Pablo, you seem to have a pretty good... some good alternate picking speed. I'm not like super fast with it. I can get a few quick parts, but definitely not that. I know I learned this song a while back, and I think I could always play the first solo, but that second one is where like it lost me. I just could not keep up. Yeah, the second part right here. Gosh, that's such a good song. That's called To Build a Tomb, by the way. If you haven't heard the whole song, I mean, Sylosis is one of my favorite bands, and To Build a Tomb, that is such a good song right there. But yes, Stan says, wow, love the timing and stops and starts. Yeah, that synchronization, like, and again, this is live, like, there's such a tight band, you know, like, just to be able to do that, to dun, 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 and then come back in. Yeah, kind of Paul Gilbert type stuff. Which Paul Gilbert, I mean, yeah, is an amazing guitarist. I was almost going to look up Paul Gilbert and who's the other, Marty Friedman. But I think a lot of their stuff, because it's instrumental, it's almost like the whole song is a solo, you know. So I was trying to kind of keep it to just like songs with little solos in them, you know, short little solos. But yeah, that's a great one. So that's another favorite of mine. Well, I'm gonna take a crack at playing a solo for you guys, so we'll see what happens. Stanley made a suggestion, Metallica, Don't Tread on Me, so we'll check that one out. Pablo, if you have any suggestions, or if anyone else joining us has any suggestions, please feel free to drop them and we'll check them out. But in the meantime, of course, here I am. I'm showing Josh Middleton, and then I'm like, all right, now check out my solo. Mine's not going to be quite as intense, but I'll do my best. All right, this one's an instrumental. This one's pretty tough for me, so we'll see what happens. This is one of the harder solos I've written, so we'll see what happens. But after the two I showed you, I think this solo definitely had some inspiration from Josh Middleton, the guitarist from Sylosis, and Ollie Herbert. Again, they're probably my biggest influences for lead guitar and that kind of thing. So, you know, maybe you'll notice kind of some similarities, but, you know, I'm definitely not as good as those guys, but. Not too bad. I didn't get it super clean, but I've certainly done worse on that. Let's see here. Yeah, no pressure, thanks. But kind of that particular solo, there's actually kind of an interesting story behind that song. So I wrote that song based off of a tapping exercise. So that's why the solo begins with a tapping section. Because when I was first learning to tap, there was some exercise out there I learned, and it was something like, But that's all there was to it. There was no chord progression or anything. So I did a couple things. I sort of listened to that and tried to pick like a chord. So when I heard that, I found this chord to play over that. And then when I heard the next chord, I found that. And then I found that. And then I kind of just spiced up the tapping a little bit. I just moved my, the tapping hand, the right hand. So kind of adding some melody in there, so it wasn't just like the same, 3 notes. And originally that's all it was. And then it was just kind of a jam song that me and my friends would play for a long time. We would just kind of play that riff there, which isn't really a riff. It's just kind of a chord progression. But, I added the little licks in there. And then, just kind of refined it a little bit, made it more of a song. And then when it came to the solo, later, when I revisited the song, I'd become a better guitarist and I'd learned more about soloing and stuff. And I had discovered Sylosis and learned some of their songs. So kind of go into like a melody there. And then there's this technique I learned from Sylosis where they'll do string skipping. So you play a couple notes, and then you skip a string and go to the next string. And that jump from low notes to really high notes, I don't know, kind of, it just sounds really fast. I mean, you are playing it fast, but, versus, like those notes sound kind of near each other. But if you skip a string, like that jump, that gap from low to high, just, I don't know, there's something cool about that. So I kind of had this little pattern. Let's see. So, and I'm doing that a string skip there as well. So that's definitely like a Sylosis thing. And then sweep picking. I really learned that from Sylosis. I think I might have tried out sweep picking before Sylosis, but definitely got better at it when I discovered the band. But and so when it comes to sweep picking, I try to kind of, I'm trying not to just outline the chord, but trying to, again, create that sort of ascending feeling. So. And then there's this descent here. And this is actually a pattern. I've learned this from other Sylosis songs, but it's this picking pattern. This is from an actual Sylosis song. So to be honest, I'm just taking that same picking pattern and just picking different notes. Let's see. Let me remember how to get there. Yeah, right here. So you're just you're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you repeat those last 3 notes you just played, and then descend again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so. Yeah. So yeah. So definitely some techniques there that I had learned from Sylosis, and then I think just in general, just kind of the notes I try to choose, definitely trying to kind of, create sort of a similar sound like what Ollie Herbert had going on. All right, I think we're going to check out some more solos here. I'm going to show you another solo. I'm going to show you a couple solos from, well, actually, let's check out Stan's suggestion first. Anyone who's just joining us, we are checking out guitar solos. So if you have one that you'd like to recommend, just leave a comment and we'll check it out. Stan suggested Metallica Don't Tread on Me, so let's have a listen to that. Metallica Don't Tread on Me. Alrighty then. I'm trying to see if, what about this one? I'm trying to think if we should check out the live version, or we'll see how he does live. We'll check this one out.
Shazam!
Oh yeah, I gotta get the sound on. Just a moment. All right, here we go.
I am not entirely sure how to parent here.
Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Rated PG-13.
All right. So here we have Metallica, Don't Tread on Me.
Okay, what are we playing? You guys know it?
I'm guessing the solo is going to happen around here somewhere. It's usually, you know, kind of a fourth of or 3/4 of the way through the song. Kurt Hammett and, oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank on his name. James Hetfield. Kurt Hammett and James Hetfield. I think they make a pretty good team because James Hetfield's like a really tight player, so like really good for the rhythm stuff, and then Kurt Hammett has just got that kind of soul, you know, with his play, like just a lot of feel to it. Yeah, he definitely likes that wah sound. I think he's using a wah pedal to kind of get that wow 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 kind of, you know, sort of sound. But definitely a pretty solid live performance. Hey, Stan, that's quite all right. You know, the nice thing about music is, you know, as much as it's nice to appreciate these guys that can shred, you don't have to play that fast to have fun with music. And you don't even have to play that fast to write, like, good music. I mean, you know, some of the best riffs are, like, just super simple riffs that aren't even that hard to play. And to be honest, I mean, there's definitely, like, you know, guys like us that are, you know, guitar fans, but probably the majority of people don't really care about solos. And so, you know, but even me, like I said, I'm pretty particular with my solos. It's like, you know, I definitely appreciate a good solo, but it's almost more like, you know, the song just kind of, you know, feeling like the song needs a solo. It's is kind of the thing. But yeah, you know, just, you know, keep playing, keep practicing, and you'll get better in no time. And you know, there's definitely some fun solos to play that can be pretty simple, and those are some good ones to start with because they're pretty satisfying. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so he's using a wah pedal, so that's kind of how he's getting that sound. I think Jake kind of uses some wah stuff in him, a little bit, maybe not too much, but. All right, let's see here. Here's a couple more from Sylosis. This is a song called Leech. This is from that same session, that live session that they did earlier. And this is a pretty good solo right here. And you need this
done by when?
Again, truth be told, Sylosis is kind of known for their solos. Sylosis is known for their riffs and their solos. I think Sylosis fans, like, that's kind of what they expect, is like the really, really catchy, heavy riffs and the really tasteful solos. So pretty much any Josh Middleton solo is good. It was actually really hard for me to narrow it down. Like I didn't just want to watch all his solos, but this one's a little different. So the other one that was more like intense and aggressive, this is kind of more of a like melodic kind of solo and kind of sad, like a lot of really sad, pretty notes that he's kind of choosing in his solo here, which I tend to, you know, favor that sound, especially paired up with like the heavy driven guitars of metal. So here we go. This is the main lead for the song. And here comes the solo. So yeah, I really like that solo too. Again, it's like definitely some kind of shreddy bits at the end there. But even when they do the fast stuff, I just feel like they choose these really nice notes. You know, they're not just kind of hitting random notes. They're like it's very tasteful. You know, the kind of solo, and that one goes really well. That solo just matches nicely with the tone of the song. This is kind of a sort of a more I don't know if mellow is the right word. What am I trying to look for? It's kind of a solemn song a little bit, you know, kind of sad sounding, and so that solo pairs up nicely there. And then another good one. I don't have any live footage of this, but this is a song called Earth's Dust, and this has a really good one. Stanley says, I played woodwinds, so I really appreciate sax solos like on the Dark Side. I don't know if I have it on here, but there's actually a really nice sax solo. There's a few metal albums that actually have some really great saxophone solos, so we might have to check out other solos later. We'll focus on guitars for today. So I just love the sound. This is like a beautiful song. Like, I know beautiful is kind of a weird word to use to describe metal, but that's the kind of sound I like. Like, these are just such nice notes and melodies. The solo should be coming up in just a moment here. So yeah, that's like a beautiful solo. Stan suggested Now That We're Dead by Metallica. All right, we'll give that one a listen. But yeah, again, just I think a really good solo is, at least for me, I should say what I like about a solo is even if it's got the shredding bits, you can almost still sing along with it. Like, it's still melodic enough where you can sing it. And, you know, if you can, like, memorize the solo, if you can hear it a few times and then just kind of imagine the song in your head and, yeah, just kind of imagine the solo in your head, I feel like that's, you know, that's a good solo because it stuck with you, you know. It wasn't like, oh yeah, I remember he played really fast, but I can't remember what it sounded like. You know, it's like, to me, it's like, what's the point of that, you know? If they can play fast, but you can actually kind of remember the key notes that they're hitting while they're playing fast, it's, you know, to me, that's really good. Now That We're Dead. All right. Yeah, Metallica definitely has some good solos. I know Josh Middleton, from Silosis was definitely drew some influence from Metallica. I think they were a big influence on him.
Snap your W-2 and file Fed and State for free.
Let's see here. All right.
When you live with moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative
Come on.
colitis, your day can be full.
All right. Here we go. I'm taking a guess that the solo's up here, but... Hey, Pablo. Yeah, no worries if, I mean, I hope you can stick around. But, yeah, that's always frustrating when the internet's not working. It's actually, I feel like it's been a little wonky for me as well, at least at home. And here we go. I like that. That was nice. That was good. That was a good solo. I like how Kurt, he's definitely got like some blues influence in there, you know, like kind of some bluesy influence. Let's see. What solo will you see? Well, right now, I don't know if you saw, Pablo, we just checked out Metallica, the solo from the song Now That We're Dead. And then I'm going to share one real quick. So I don't know if you're able to kind of see and hear all of this. Hopefully so. Yeah, I'm actually not even sure that I'd heard all of that song, so I might have to check that out. Sounded pretty solid what I was hearing. Let me I'm gonna add this to a playlist. Got a playlist called Music to Check Out. There we go. So I'll be sure to look into that later. All right. Let's see. I'll share a couple more and then play another song for you guys. To be honest, like the first thing I think of when I think of solos, Silosis is really the first band that comes up. But another band that has really good solos and another favorite band of mine is the Faceless. But this is kind of an example of, like when I think of the Faceless, I don't really think of solos like being the highlight of the song. But the way they use it, solos are more like, again, kind of the way I like it. It's the solo is there more as a compositional tool, just to kind of fit with the storytelling of the song. And so it's not like it's not like, oh, this is that song with that really cool solo. It's like, well, no, the whole song is great, and the solo is just part of what makes the song great, you know? Let's see here. I showed Logan the song because of his drums with you. Well, yeah, I don't know if we learned Sad But True. I'm pretty sure we're going to learn Inner Sandman later. So definitely going to learn some Metallica on the drums. Here's the Faceless. And the nice thing about their solos is that they are very catchy also. Like just really, really tasteful in the melodies they choose. All right, I'm going to try it. I think there's maybe 2 solos in this song. I'm actually trying to remember where they are. Sorry, I'm out of fishing a little bit. Here we go. After this breakdown. See, it just leads nicely into the solo, and it leads nicely into this next part. Just a really tasteful, like super catchy melody. Like when I imagine the song in my head, like I can imagine exactly how the solo goes, you know? And I think that's the only solo. I know some of their songs, they might have more than one. And it's kind of interesting because, I don't know, again, the solos, they almost feel more like a break than like a solo. It's not like, oh, here's the big moment, here's the solo that the song's been building up to. It's like, no, here's just a nice, like, musical break in the song structure. So, I don't know, kind of an interesting thing. Here's another song from them called Digging the Grave. And this has a good solo on it. This actually has a really good solo in it.
And I'm training Gronk for the $10 million kick of destiny.
All right. See if I can find... I know one of their songs, they actually have 2 solos. I'm trying to remember if it's this one or if it's another one. Let's see here. Guessing it's around here. Yeah, so this solo is kind of this is like a very atmospheric, kind of vibey solo. You can hear it's not like super aggressive right now. It's kind of chill, almost a sort of creepy kind of sound. Very spooky. Like some really cool notes. Like that's a really cool solo because it's not just, oh, how fast can you shred? It really matches with the atmosphere of the song, and it's almost kind of jazzy. Like he's kind of hitting some jazzy notes, these sort of off notes, and doing these cool intervals where there's sort of this tension between the notes. I'm trying to remember what that's called. There's a word for that. Dissonance. Yeah, it's a very dissonant solo. I can check out the beginning of Now That We're Dead. It's, I'm sure I'll like it. I was trying to focus on solos. Let's see, and I don't know if there's another solo. There's a flute solo. And after this, I think there's a guitar solo after this. Really good use of making that instrument work in a metal song. Here we go. Yeah, really cool. It's almost like dark jazz. That's what's kind of cool about his solos is they're very different than what we've seen so far. Like everything else, is almost kind of your typical like epic metal, kind of shreddy solo. But the Faceless, their solos are kind of just very jazzy and have this kind of like, have this nice like kind of dark, dissonant sound. So it's a really cool style. And again, I don't know if the solos, like I almost appreciate them a different way, hold on. Okay, there we go. It's kind of not working on. It's almost like you know, I don't appreciate the solo because the dude shreds. I appreciate it for how well it fits with the theme of the music. You know, it's definitely more like a melody, and even more than just a melody. It's like a atmosphere to the solo, you know, that just works really well. I think there's a solo, might be at the end of this song. I'm trying to see if there's one. Little solo here. All right, so I think the one they talk about in this song is at the end here. So yeah, here it comes. Pretty nice solo. Like, that solo just sings, you know? Like, that's a really nice solo. It just, and again, just matches really nicely with the overall vibe of the song. So yeah, so I was actually kind of surprised. I was like, when I was looking for a few solos to share, I was like, yeah, I think the Faceless does solos, you know? But again, it's like, I feel like the solo is never like in the spotlight. It's just sort of part of the overall composition. So definitely some good stuff. Stan, we'll check out this intro since you'd like me to. And then I'll play a song for you guys, and we might check out a few more solos. We'll see. If anyone else is joining us, let me know. What are some songs that have good solos in them? You know, what's your favorite solo? Let me know, and I'll check it out. Let's see here. Stan was saying he likes the intro here. Stanley says, me too with solos. Just, it shows the riff and hook for me. This beginning is why I would even hear the solo. You keep me here. Definitely has that kind of sort of stomp rhythm, that kind of, that marching, you know, 1, 2. Yeah, definitely like a foot tapping, you know, kind of song. Head bobbing. Kind of building that anticipation. You're just waiting for it to explode. This just makes you want to, like, get on a motorcycle or driving a convertible with the top down, just like, let's go, you know. Yeah, definitely a good intro. It's really nice how they build that anticipation. Kind of a similar technique like what they did in Enter Sandman. You know, Enter Sandman is kind of this escalation, and it's just like little by little sort of building that suspense, and you're just waiting for it to boom, just waiting for it to break, and you know it finally does. But yeah, definitely a cool intro. Let's see here. I'll share with you guys another solo, and then I'll play another song. Let's see here. Pablo, let me know if you're still out there, because if you are, we'll check out some Extol. Extol actually has some pretty good solos. So, I mean, obviously, I love Extol. They're like one of my favorite bands. But again, you know, I mean, I don't know if I like any band just for their solos. I don't know if I've heard a band like, man, that dude shreds. You know, I'm a fan. You know, it's just, you know, like I could appreciate a good guitarist, but it really is the music first. It's the songs first. And so a lot of times there are these bands that I like, and they might even have solos in there, but I almost don't even pay attention to the solo. Like I just kind of enjoy it in context with the rest of the song. And it wasn't until planning for this stream that I was, you know, really trying to, you know, focus on the solos and sort of be like, let me see if the solo is actually any good. And I thought Extol had a few ones. So yeah. So Pablo, if you're still out there, we'll check out some Extol. I guess before we hop into Extol, we'll check out this band. Man,
tax return
I
is
wish this
different.
band was still around. This is one of those bands that, like, I can't really call them a favorite band because they've only put out one album, and that's all they ever did. So it's kind of like, you know, I feel like a favorite band needs to be a band that is like, you know, they've put out enough material and they have consistently impressed you, you know. Like Chevelle. Like I love pretty much every Chevelle album or most of their songs and stuff. And, you know, Flyleaf. You know, these are bands, Extol, Silosis. They're just super consistent. Every time they release something, I love it. But this is a band where I love this album, but they only ever put out one album, and it was back in 2015. And I think it just kind of, like, they were pretty well received, but I think just things fell through for them, and they weren't able to, you know, keep the career going, which is a real shame because this is a great progressive metal album and some really talented musicians. This whole album, like, is an experience. Like, you kind of got to listen to the whole album, you know. It's great. But we're just going to focus in on the guitar solos. Some really good players. And this was a playthrough that they did. I think there's actually a couple solos here. I'm going to try to find them. Yeah, there's a solo in the intro here. So this is a bass and a guitar playthrough. Here we go. That was great. Like, that just fits so nicely with the music, you know? Really good band. And I don't know if you noticed, this dude has a really unique playing style. I think it's some kind of classical technique or something. You'll notice he's got like I can't remember what you call it, but he's got a pick on his finger. And he's almost like finger picking. If you watch his picking hand. You know, so he's not holding like a regular guitar pick. He's got like a pick on his finger. So it's a really interesting playing style. Let's see here. I think there's like one or two more solos in the song. I can't remember if there's a solo here or not. I think there is after these vocals. Actually, no, I don't think so. And this is a progressive metal song, So if it sounds like a different song as I click through it, that's welcome to progressive metal. So here we go. I just want to keep listening to this. They're just really good musicians, really, really cool music. All right, let me go ahead and play another song for you guys. But again, if you have any other suggestions, just let me know. Let's see here. All right, so I'm going to play a song, and again, I'm going to try to, this song's got a solo in it, so I'm going to try to play solo for you guys, and hopefully not mess it up. Feel a little extra pressure on this stream because we're looking at all these great solos, and so I'm like, all right, now here's my solo, you know. All right, here we go. This song is called Waiting.
This is where we are. Where else have we been? Circling this room, round and round again. Look into my eyes, see if there's a change. Who I try to be is not who I became. Everyone is gone, they found the way out. I will find it too, any second now. But will you find me? I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. It seems so long ago since we first began. Now that it's today, maybe this will end. Seeing no results has got me feeling down, but I'll be up again any minute now. But will you find me? I'm still waiting. I'm But when you find me, I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting. But when you find me, I'm still waiting. Waiting.
Miguel. That solo actually felt pretty good, you know. I was feeling it while I was playing it, you know. I was like, you know, it didn't feel like it was getting away from me, so. Hey, Pablo. Let's see here. Stanley says, your dad hides his somewhere. That's right, yeah, he's got one of those picks, yeah. He will be strumming and finger picking all at once. Yeah, my dad's a pretty good finger picker. I'm not sure that he plays with that type of pick, though. That was almost like a banjo pick kind of thing. Thank you, Pablo. That means a lot coming from you. I definitely appreciate that. And, you know, I think sometimes as guitarists, you know, it's definitely fun to look at the guys like, you know, the Josh Middletons and the, you know, Kurt Hammett's and, you know, Paul Gilbert's and Marty Friedman. Like, you know, you look at those guys and you're like, man, you know, I'm never going to be that good, but most of us are never going to be that good. But the nice thing about music is, like, you don't have to be that good to still be a good musician and to be good at it. And to be honest, I'm actually thankful, like, you know, I'm not that good of a lead guitarist, but I'm glad that I'm as good as I am, you know? Like, I'm glad I'm good enough to get my ideas out. It's not like my skill is preventing me from being able to still write music. And again, I try to, you know, I don't think I'm ever going to out-shred anyone, so I just try to out-melodic them, you know? Like, you know, if, you know, when I'm writing my solos, I try to be sure that I'm being very tasteful with them and picking, like, you know, really nice sounding melodies. I try to make my solos catchy, you know, so that, you know, that they're enjoyable to listen to. Keep on Rolling by REO Speedwagon. It's old, yet had to be a pioneer in some way. Nothing wrong with old music. We're just appreciating guitar solos. So truth be told, they can come from any genre. Obviously, we're focusing more in metal. Pablo, give me a thumbs up if you're still out there, because I'd love you to be around when we're checking out some NYXL. But let me look up Stanley's suggestion here. Keep on rolling. Keep on rolling. And yeah, this one here. All right, and we actually have a video here, so we might check this out. All right.
This is unlike anything.
Oh yeah, let me get the sound back on. And make sure you guys can see it. There we go. All right, let's see here. Have a little bit of lag. I'm guessing the solo happens around here. Got a little keyboard solo. Well, thanks, Stanley. Yeah, we'll keep doing our thing, and I'm thankful that there's someone like you to appreciate it. Now, I don't know if this was the solo you were talking about, or if there is a guitar solo. Is this it? Sounds like it. I definitely like kind of a very soulful solo. You know, you can tell this band is just like, you know, feeling the groove, and they're just kind of just throwing out some licks and enjoying the jam session. Yep, good stuff. And you know, it's definitely always neat to kind of look at some of the earlier bands that kind of pioneered some of this stuff. So, well, guys, I do think we're gonna wrap things up in a moment. I might share a couple more solos if anyone else is out there and they have any suggestions. Let me know, and then I'll probably play another song or two for you. But let's see here. I want to check out Extol. We'll check out. Let's see. Actually, I've got quite a few here, but I don't know if we're gonna get to all of these. We'll check out just a few more. Here's a band called Mutiny Within, and this was actually a really good band. I think they're still around. I hope they're still doing stuff. I know they put out a few more albums, but their first record was really good. And this band actually has some really good solos. And this is another one of those bands that, like, I didn't hear much from them, but what I did hear from them was actually very inspiring to me, very influential. All right, here we go. This is a good solo. Keyboard solo. Like, one thing I noticed with that solo is it really moves with the beat. Like, the beat has that strong boom, boom, and the melody kind of, you know, like, kind of accents that downbeat. Let's see. Might be more the keyboard solo that does it, but especially right here. You know, but I don't know. That's a really catchy bit of music right there. Here's another solo from the same band. Whoops, let me see if I can find it. Where are we at? Here we go. This is a song called Losing Sight.
This is Kayla. She's a video
Hi,
editor
Kayla.
on Fiverr, a platform for
Don't
freelance
care.
services. Kayla will make an attention-grabbing
Actually, I think Fiverr is a pretty cool website. I think it's like for collaborating with like freelancers and usually different creative projects. All right, let's see. Pretty sure this song has a good solo. Yep, here we go. Stan says hi, Kayla. And that's pretty intense, you know. Like, that is a shreddy solo, but again, just like really good note selection there, and you know, just matches with the intensity of the music. You know, that's a pretty sweet solo. All right, I've got one more I'm gonna check out, but I might have to, you know, might have to check out Extol without Pablo. I just know Pablo likes Extol. Here's another one of my favorite bands. This is Between the Buried and Me. Here's a live performance of them. This was awesome. To be honest, this whole song and this whole video is like great. But we're just here to check out the solos, so let's see. Again, this is kind of a long song, so there might be 2 solos. Their drummer is phenomenal. Blake Richardson, such a good drummer. I mean, they're all good musicians. Let's see. You know, this cool, like, little classic musical break. I'm trying to find the guitar solo. Here it comes. I've seen these guys live like twice, maybe 3 times. They're so good. Here we go. Paul is a really good guitarist. Paul Wagner. There's harmonies coming. Like super smooth. Like he just looks so relaxed while he's doing that, you know? Just super effortless. So yeah, that's a pretty solid solo. And actually, I think there's another bit of music coming up here. Yeah, right here. But this might be more like a lick. Just to get the vocals in there. And I know he kind of ends with some stuff. Yeah, this little bit here. But again, they're one of those bands where like, it's really hard to find like a guitar solo because almost the whole song, like, it's not a solo, but they're doing so much on their guitars. I remember like, you know, when I was first getting into this style of music, I did not understand how they were playing like that. You know, I was so used to just playing like power chords on the low end, but they were playing songs like it wasn't a solo, but yet they were playing up here. And I was like, what are they doing? How are they doing that? You know, somehow they write music that just uses the whole guitar. And that has certainly been very influential to me. You know, not every song's like that, but a lot of my newer stuff, you know, since I discovered this, a lot of times when I try to write something, I do try to incorporate as much of the guitar as I can. Sometimes, you know, it's not necessary for every song to have that. Sometimes you can write a good song, you know, with just a few riffs down here. But there's definitely some stuff I've written where I try to implement more of the guitar. And so it definitely invokes some creativity. All right, Pablo might miss out on this, but these are the last 2 solos we're going to check out, unless someone else has a suggestion. But here we go. Here's a couple solos from Extol. I love this band. And their guitarist, who, you know, writes a lot of the music and does the solo, Ola Barud, really great musician. Let's see. Gosh, I want to keep listening to this. And I think the solo's coming up. Actually, this might just be a lead part. Solos without the build-up are harder to get into unless you know the song. No, that's not it. Here we go. again, kind of similar to the Faceless, where, you know, I wouldn't call the solo the highlight of the song, but it's a solo that just serves the song well. You know, it just fits in there very nicely. So it's like it doesn't matter how much more he shreds, like, I don't know, like that solo served its purpose well. Let's see here. That's actually the tricky thing about songs like this. This is being a progressive metal band. Like, it doesn't really follow the same formula of verse, chorus, you know, because most songs that do follow that formula, you know that the solo is going to happen like later. But here, the solo could happen almost anywhere. So I have to go fishing a little bit to remember where it's at. Here we go. Yeah, that's a solid solo right there. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and play another song for you. I might be able to squeeze two in here. We'll see. But I think that's going to be it for solos. I don't know if I'm going to share any more. Those were the main ones I wanted to share. But if anyone else has any suggestions, you know, let me know. We'll check them out. I'm going to try to squeeze in two more songs for you. One's kind of short. It's an instrumental. And then the other one is a little bit longer. So here we go. I'll start with the instrumental. Let me find it first. Here we go. Now, this instrumental, I'm not going to lie, this is probably one of the hardest solos I've written. And so it's tough, you know. So I'm hoping I can play well for you. But this is a hard solo, so we'll see how it goes. Here we go. A little sloppy, but I'm actually not too disappointed in that. Like, as long as I can get through it, like, I feel okay. It's like, you know, like, yeah, I want to get it as clean as I can, but, you know, what I hate is when I go to play a solo and I just totally, like, a lot of it's muscle memory, and so it's almost like a trigger. Like, you sort of start it, and once you start it, the muscle memory takes over and you can finish it. So as long as I can get through it, like finish it, even if it's a little sloppy, like on how I hit a few notes, like at least I played it. What sucks is when you kind of miss that trigger and then you can't just pick up, you know, you almost have to wait for the next break to come back in. So some of those like really fast bits, like, let's see, especially that ending there, that's the hardest part though. Let's see. Yeah, so that little bit. So like if I missed that first couple notes, it's like, oh, well, I lost it. You know, that was it. That's like your one chance to get in, and if you miss it, like, you know, you just have to wait till the next break. You know, like I couldn't even finish it. I'd have to just go right to back to the riff. You know, so yeah, so that's the tricky thing about solos. All right, I got one more song for you guys. So if you've got any solos you'd like to share, you know, now is definitely the time. When you have time, me and you and YouTube will feed you. I think we will have a great time. Not totally sure what you're referring to. I don't know what you mean by feed us, or me and you and YouTube. But could be a great time. Yep. Let's see here. What am I looking for? I got one more song. Oh, yeah. All right. Yep, this is going to be my last song for the evening, and then we are going to call that a wrap. So if anyone else is just joining us and they have a recommendation for a song, please let me know. Anyone who was watching, you know, Stanley, Pablo, you know, all you guys, I definitely appreciate you. So this song goes out to all of you. This song is called Brothers to the End.
We're unbreakable, bonded by our passion, undeniable, brothers till the very end. Just a bunch of outcasts, only meant for slaughter. But we will overcome this if we can band together. Look into my eyes, grab a hold of my hand. Remember who we are, brothers till the very end. Remember who we are. Remember who we are. Never thought I'd be alone. Always thought I'd have a home. One by one you fell away. Howling stands from digging graves. What was once inseparable has become forgettable. Brothers till the very end, stripped of all its meaning. And now it's just me. And now it's just me. Distant fragments
Thank you. All right. Well, everyone who tuned in, I certainly appreciate it. I think that is going to be a wrap on this stream. Let's see here. Thanks, Stan. I appreciate that. Well, everyone who tuned in, thank you so much. Definitely appreciate that. If you'd like to support me so I can keep bringing you music, there is a link in the description to a virtual tip jar, and I certainly appreciate anything you can provide. If you don't have the financial means to support me, my other goal is building an audience, so you can help me do that by sharing my music, and just so more people can hear it, inviting them to the streams, sharing my videos, liking, subscribing, all that stuff, and joining my email list. There's a link in the description to join my email list. That way I can notify you whenever I have a new song release, whenever I'm going live, whenever I'm posting a new video or whatever it might be. So thank you so much. I appreciate your support, guys. That's going to be it for this evening. I hope you all have a wonderful evening or morning, afternoon, night, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Until next time.